Hello Scorpio, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energy and predictions for the sign of Scorpio for the month of May. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Scorpio, let's go ahead and see what we have going on for you here in this brand new month of May 2025. Do hope that April was amazing, and I hope May is even better for you, Scorpio. We'll go ahead and get all the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. All right. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. Energy on the bottom. You have the Nine of Pentacles. So you love to see the Nine of Pentacles in a reading. Some of you may be taking a break around in your career, or some of you may be taking a moment or taking some time off because you can do that. Like the Nine of Pentacles, this person is able to enjoy some luxuries in life because they've worked hard to get to where they are. This person here has one hand available for whatever they want, and they have one hand on their money, indicating that they think about their money, but they're not all consumed and overthinking their money situation. This person, in another way, is financially independent. And so some of you may be thinking about, some of you may be in that position, actually. Based on this reading, you actually have some really solid cards, or you may be taking some steps or making some moves in order to get yourself to that period of, or that point of, financial independence here. So it's a very, very positive when you get the Nine of Pentacles. Enjoying some of the luxuries in life here could be on the table for Scorpio people in this month of May. Now, you have an interesting mix of cards. Overall, I would say this is generally positive. There's definitely something coming to a close here, maybe towards the end of the month, but at some point in the month of May, based on this reading. And there may also be a surprise here on the table for you, but let's just go ahead and dive in here. So you have the Knight of Pentacles here, the Knight of Pentacles here in the middle of the spread. So the Knight of Pentacles, it can indicate progress, results, rewards, something that you have been looking to have happen finally coming in, okay? It can mean that you are quite literally getting the results, or there's an event that's happening, right? Something that's happening here where you finally get the outcome you've been looking for, typically in the financial areas. I will say this for sure, to start off with the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles is a positive sign for those of you who have been making progress in a money situation, for sure. The Knight of Pentacles is also somebody who's very practical, right? They find practical solutions to problems, particularly as it relates to investments. So this is somebody who would probably prefer, for example, to invest in real estate, gold, land, as opposed to something like cryptocurrencies or equities like stocks. Because they like the tangible, practical element of their situation, right, of life. What else here with the Knight of Pentacles? I think that for some of you here, it feels like there is an event that is right around the corner, or that may even be happening here in May that you've been pushing towards. Yeah. And this, to be very clear, is something that you've put in the energy and effort towards. This can be a card of hard work with the Knight of Pentacles, particularly as you have the Nine of Pentacles as well. Some of you may say, like, okay, I've been working so hard for months and months, maybe years and years. It's time for me to take a vacation. There's actually travel energy here on the board as well. This is right around the time, May, June, July, August. These are times where many people like to travel. So that could also be the case as well. I've been seeing a lot of travel energy in these monthly readings. So in the first column, you have the Six of Swords, the Tower, and the Star. Very interesting combination here. I'm going to talk about these in a second, but the Six of Swords may suggest that there's something that's changing here. You are taking a step, or you're taking a step or an action to transition into something else in your situation, okay? This represents going through a rite of passage, leaving the events and the old you and the situations of the past behind, and sailing forward towards something new. When you get the Six of Swords, this can also, in one way, represent a rite of passage in life. And it is a travel card for that reason, because you see this person in the boat, they're sailing forward, and so is the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands may be travel by flight. So I'll just say that, and then I might not touch on it again until we get to the clarifications. Travel abroad or travel in, longer distances could be on the table for Scorpio people in this month. And I would say that this would be a luxury trip. This would be some luxury travel. You might be spending a little bit more than you're used to spending on stuff like this, because you are right now in a period where you're like, I deserve this. I deserve this. I've earned this. I can do this for myself. Something like that could be going on. The final two cards here in the first column, you have the Tower and the Star. What an interesting combination here to find. So these are bigger energies because these are major arcanas, but they are sequential. They come one after the other. The Tower is 16, the Star is 17. So what does this mean? Well, the Tower is potentially a shock or a surprise. Okay, I think it's not going to be a huge surprise to you, a huge shocker, but it can just be a surprise or a upheaval, maybe a small period of instability in this case. The Star comes after the Tower, suggesting that whatever surprised you here, whatever took place here with the Tower moment, you are now being given an opportunity or some time to heal from this, in this case. Okay, so the Star can represent healing, tranquility, and what I would say is whatever is surprising you here, it doesn't feel like a huge shocker, but it feels like a surprise. Okay? It feels like a surprise, and it may be around. Maybe there's a change in the travel, or there's a change in, you're looking at these results here with the Knight of Pentacles, because not everybody's going to be traveling. You're looking at results here, and you're like, oh wait, there's a little bit of a twist on this situation. Like, I wasn't, a wrinkle here, like I wasn't expecting this, but here it is, and you're meeting it head on with the Star, which is very good. The Star is also about your wishes and your dreams potentially coming true. Provided that you're doing the work, you're putting in the energy and the effort, which it looks like you're doing here with the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. You then here have the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles here in the middle column, okay? One thing I wanted to note is you do have cards that may indicate social media here in this reading, with the Star indicating being in the starlight or commanding a star-like presence. And then the Eight of Wands can represent any sort of communication that happens from a distance. So this would be like through the internet, right? So this would be through social media, phone calls, text messages, letters, emails. But these are two of my social media cards, okay? And, there may be a surprising situation involving like your social media, your socials in some way here. For those of you who are involved in social media, just about everybody is at this point. But this could also be showing up. On another level, the Eight of Wands is a breakthrough in the tarot. So this Tower situation here, you're absorbing this quickly, okay, and you're moving beyond the situation very quickly with the Star and the Eight of Wands. So I would just say maybe throughout the month of May at some point there may be a little bit of a surprise. But it's certainly not doom and gloom for you. What else here? What else did I want to say? Oh, you know what? There's just like some motion here, okay, going on. Like there's a lot of motion on this reading. Like events are happening. Events are happening pretty quickly. With the Eight of Wands, this can mean something accelerating in your situation. It can also represent the end of delay, okay? So if there is a delay here with the Tower, it's not going to be problematic for you. But with the Six of Swords, this idea of of sailing, the Eight of Wands, things accelerating, and then the Knight of Pentacles in event, results coming in. There's a lot of motion here in the month of May for you at this time, Scorpio. Finally, the Queen of Pentacles, somebody who can give you practical advice. Both of these cards, Knight, Queen, practical people, right? They like the practical solution to the problem. And I would also say that this person can give you wise counsel, like what they say or the advice that they give can be trusted. You have the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Hermit here in the final column, okay? So both the Ten of Wands, you have a very interesting combination of cards here with the Tower and the Star, the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords. Both the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords can indicate an end to something. I do feel like there's the end of delay here. Maybe the results with this Knight of Pentacles in the middle, it's been taking a long time for something to turn around for you or for something to come in. I think that some of you have been waiting for some financial news. This might have been an inheritance or the sale of a property or the purchase of a property, something like that. There's maybe been like a delay at some point here. I think this is coming to a close for you. Here's the thing, with the Ten of Wands, it may indicate that there's a little bit more to go. Like you've completed the stage, but there's just a little bit extra work to do. Or the work continues. Like this is something that you're ready for. I will say that with the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands, these are all signatures in the tarot of somebody who's a hard worker, okay? And you're ready to bring that in to your situation. Ten of Swords, it can represent that something's completely done. The door is completely shut. It's not opening again. Not necessarily sure what this is around, although I do see changes happening with the Six of Swords and the Eight of Wands. So this is why I like to clarify. It's good to get clarifications. That way we can maybe see what's going on with this Ten of Swords. But it's also an ending. So there's a completion here. And then you have the Hermit here. This is Virgo energy. The Hermit can say that you are sort of finding the answers from within at this time, maybe as it pertains to this ending or this completion in your situation. Okay, you're finding the answers from within. You're not looking at a textbook. You're not looking towards a textbook. You're finding the answers that are coming through internally here. This also indicates self-study or even just a period of being solo. Maybe some of you are taking a solo trip. Maybe you're solo traveling or something like this here. Or you're doing something on your own, okay? Why don't we go ahead and take a look at what's happening here in the Oracle cards. Let's see what's showing up in the Oracle cards for you here, Scorpio. And we'll start the clarifications now by pulling these Oracle cards, then we'll go through and we'll pull tarot cards as well. All right, energy on the bottom. You have Saint Germain, karma releasing, move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. I do see some of you maybe craving some alone time, Scorpio. I believe I said that to you in a previous reading recently. But I think maybe this idea of like making room for good energy here, with the Hermit, I think you're craving some alone time. Yeah. Yeah, and you might learn something through this period of solitude, I would say. Let's see what else you have. You have hope, love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts, as well as white eagle, ancestor spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. That's an interesting one. I didn't see any family energy here, but maybe this is, a possible timeline for you. And maybe this is connected to an inheritance, or there's like a shared resource here. Maybe there's like a family home that you are divvying up or separating in some way. With the Knight of Pentacles, that would not surprise me either. Then you have Gaia, Earth connection. Be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth, stay grounded. As well as Lady Portia, divine order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Okay. So I would say if you feel like you need to close the door on something with these double tens, the oracle energies here are saying that like you're supported in this step that you're taking, right? You're supported on this path. Okay, why don't we go ahead and get into the tarot clarifications and see what's going on for you in that area. Scorpio, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope things are going well for you. All right, let's see what we have going on for you here, Scorpio, in the clarifications. All right, you have the Two of Swords, the Empress, and the Hanged Man. Okay. So the Hanged Man with the Star. The Hanged Man can represent a sacrifice that you have to make in life. And I feel like that this is the prominent message for you here. Star indicating healing or working through something, and also indicating your dreams, your wishes, your hopes, your goals coming in. It may mean that you have to close the door on something in order for that wish or that manifestation that you've thrown out there to come in. Okay, and closing the door may feel like a sacrifice for you. What also could be showing up here with the Star and the Hanged Man, this idea, the Hanged Man needs to let go. Okay, they really need to let go. And they need to embrace the transition or the transformation that's coming forward for them. Okay? And so maybe there's something here around not just a sacrifice, but also letting go. Yeah, letting go of something in order to see this star energy, this wish come in. You have the Empress here with the Tower. There may be a family situation. The Empress can connect to the mother here with the ancestor spirit. This will not be the case for everyone, but there may be a situation happening there. I think that this is likely connected to property, like shared resources, shared assets, maybe an inheritance as well that you're aware of, but there may be a twist in that situation in this month of May. That could certainly be the case as the Tower here is with the Empress. The Empress, though, on the other hand, is a nice sign of abundance. It says there are plentiful amount of resources available to you, to invest, to start a business, to, if you need to get advice from someone, there are a lot of resources available to you. And the Two of Swords with the Six of Swords. I feel like as I'm looking at the blindfold on the Two of Swords, it's like sometimes we have to just sort of like, now stick with me here, we have to sort of be like guided through the night, so to speak. Like, I feel like some of you are making a transition. You can't exactly see where you're going. Something's happening here that you can't exactly see where this is headed, but you know it's headed somewhere. And so when you're in that situation, you have to trust. You have to trust, right? You have to allow whatever will be. And there's something around this idea of like just trusting that things are going to be working out here, showing up, and that things are turning around for you, and that the delay is over here with the Eight of Wands. All right, you have the Seven of Cups, Page of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. So Five Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Somebody might give you some pretty prominent advice in the financial area of your situation, of your life, in this month of May. And you may realize that, you know what, this situation's not as bad as maybe I feel it is here. Because the Five of Pentacles, it may feel like, you have nothing, or you're out in the cold, or whatever the case may be, but this Queen of Pentacles could come in and actually show you, no, this is what's happening. There could be some prominent information shared with you connected to a financial matter here with this Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles here in this month of May. You have the Page of Wands as well. Page of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles is very good, okay? This is actually a classic combination of a promotion or even a job offer that's coming in that comes with maybe a pay bump or a pay bonus because of the Knight of Pentacles being in there with the Page of Wands. Page of Wands on its own may be a job opportunity, but when you throw in the Knight of Pentacles, that can come with additional money or resources that you weren't really expecting in this case. Especially because the Tower and the Empress is with that. You then have the Seven of Pentacles here, or sorry, Seven of Cups. You're feeling a little overwhelmed, and with the Eight of Wands, I think that's that area of this reading is going to be resolved very quickly because of the speed, the motion that's showing up on the cards here. Okay, you have the Four of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Six of Cups. Yeah, the Six of Cups can represent your homeland, the motherland, the place that you were born. It represents the past, the situations that happened in early childhood or a long time ago when we were growing up. Represents reminiscence on the past as well here. With the Hermit, I have a feeling that you're in this alone time, in this solitude that you may be creating for yourself. You really are thinking about some past situation here. And maybe you'll learn something from this, you know? As you have this idea of like connecting to your lineage, a family wound or pattern can be healed now. With the Hermit and the Six of Cups, it's possible here that some of you may even get out of isolation and you may talk or reconnect with family members. That could also be the case in this month of May, Scorpio. Ten of Cups, amazing energy here with the Ten of Swords. It's almost like those cards are opposite, really. I mean, both cards are considered endings or completions, maybe. Maybe the Ten of Swords is an ending. Maybe the Ten of Cups is a completion. However you spin it, the Ten of Swords can be challenging and painful. Ten of Cups is total happiness. Okay, so it's almost like this reading it's like it touches on the full range here. There's like a full range of motion going on here in this reading. I have a feeling that this is a card of family as well, the Ten of Cups. I have a feeling there's going to be a really solid resolution to some family situation, or there's going to be a really happy reconnection with some family members, something like this. This won't be for everyone, but I think some people will be there. I also think there's some happiness here on the table for those of you who are not involved in family stuff or whatever the case may be. I have a feeling that there's going to be an opportunity for you to do something that you really, really like doing, especially as you take a period off here with the Four of Swords, and for some of you that may be through a trip. You have potentially your energy here on the bottom with the King of Cups, taking time for yourself, you know. I feel like some of you here need a break. Let's see what else we have. Let's take a look at what's going on in the Kipper energies for you here. Scorpio. I almost said Sagittarius. All right. Okay, you have gift. Yeah, definitely for some of you there's an inheritance here. Yeah, mature man, high honor, great fortune, wow, imprisonment, and change. Okay. You're trapped, you're overworked. Some of you are overworked. You need to create work-life balance here with the imprisonment and the toil and labor pretty clear. Some of you are taking a sabbatical or a break because you're over it. Like you need some time. Okay, you need some time. And that's indicated here in the change, which could be through quite literally moving away from where you currently live, or just taking a break, taking a rest. Great fortune is very good, particularly for the inheritance timeline, for those of you who are here for that, with gift and great fortune. Could be pretty nice for you. And yeah, energy on the bottom, you have this bad health card. This is about your work-life balance, okay? That's what this card's about. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.